This is a whitetail that just got hit by a car last night by a local friend of mine. We're going to show you a little bit how to prep them and everything. You can send them to me this way, straight with the hide on and everything, but if you would like to save money on shipping and everything, I'm going to do a little demonstration here on how to prep your deer skull in order to ship it. So we're going to go ahead and get started. First thing you do is make a cut from the nose all the way up, all the way through the back side of the hair. So turn your knife over and go straight up the center of the skull. All the way straight through the middle. And then you just peel that part off. And you got to be careful when you're cutting so you don't hit into your bone and scar it with your knife blade. Always try to lay your blade sideways up against the white part and cut down, so that way don't cut in like this or that way, or else you'll nick your bone, and that'll cause damage to the bone. And once the beetles get done eating with it, you'll actually see the nicks on there. So the best thing to do is to lay the blade flat with the skull to work it. Just come up around the pedicle. Be careful around the eye socket. Just cut all that hair all the way up to the base of the pedicle, so that way it comes off easy. Then you just cut right down through the ear and just work all this hide back off. And then what I do is flip the head over, if you're right-handed, and then you got your nose, so everything's done on the right hand of the skull. You just grab the top of the nose and cut down. And remember to keep your blade, I'm always cutting like this, never cut into the skull or else you'll damage the bone. Just work the skull all the way down. Then turn your knife over, cut around the pedicle. Be careful around your eye socket and that again. Just cut straight through the ear, work it all the way down. Get rid of that. And the next thing to do is, if you're going to ship it to me with just the hide on it itself, the best thing to do is back here, right behind the ear, about a ½ inch or an inch back, you can feel where the actual base of the skull is. Right in there is where you want to make your first cut, and that's if you want to ship it with the hide on and everything. This way you eliminate all this neck meat, because you don't need to ship that either. So I recommend just cutting right here, so that way you don't have to spend extra on shipping cost. Just cut straight back and you'll run in about 1.5 inches down. You'll feel that first bone where the stem of the neck and the skull meet, where the brain sits. Take your head over, sit it up like that, and then you'll just cut straight down. Give it pressure pulling that way, and you'll find right here in the base of the skull, this is the base of the skull, and this is the very first part of the vertebrae where it's going to connect. There's real hard tissue in there. Just cut it a couple times on each side, and then that whole thing will pop off. You don't have to spend money on 5 pounds worth of meat shipping it. Next thing you're going to do is take the eyes out, take a pair of needle nose pliers so you can hold on to them. Just work your knife around. Be careful so you don't hit your eye socket, put a big gouge in it, because it'll show up later on when the beetles get done eating it from a big cut in your eye socket. And the next thing you're going to do, there's 3 cuts, major cuts here to get the lower jaw off. What you're going to do is right here where the teeth and everything meet, there's a bone, a ridge of a bone that goes across here. Pause it real quick.